In the final section of this multimedia book, we will add some context, specifically looking at scale. What I've done is I've added a layer that includes just a silhouette of a rider. I've done some bicycle design in the past and had this available, but it wasn't usable, so what I want to do is first set that underlay up where it needs to be and then add in my own line work and then fill that line work and see where that takes us. The first thing I tried to do was just fill that area, and obviously the tolerance was off a little bit, so I'll try and work in those details. Now that silhouette looks pretty stark, so what I want to do is knock the opacity down just on that layer and go in and clean it up a little bit with both the eraser and the paint tool. The next thing that I want to do is I want to add, it could be a logo, in this case just kind of the name of the bicycle, and since I think the unique feature of this one is that little basket that would hold a laptop or books, I want to call this the stove. And so I've added a text layer, and I merged it down to make sure that the program saw it as opposed to text. It just saw it as a series of filled in pixels. And what I can do here is the same thing. I can lock transparency, and even though it's black, initially if I go in and I picked a slightly lighter color than that original crimson, and now I can come in and add, I want this thing to look embossed, so I'm going to come in and add some slight shadows and highlights to the edge of each of these letters to make it look like it's sunk into that surface. The final thing we're going to add to this rendering is just a stripe running through the background. And to do that, I've created a new layer, filled that layer, and then with the selection marquee, eliminated what I did not want. And last but not least, I've duplicated the silhouette layer and again used lock transparency, and I'm filling that in with white. And then I'll knock the opacity up to 100%, and that just sits underneath the original silhouette layer to pop it out from the background as well.